This is Holly with voicethewoodlands.com, and I have the amazing Curtis Brawley on the phone. How are you, Curtis?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Holly?
I'm doing great. I was looking at your bio. You actually grew up in Humble.
I sure did.
So you are super hyper local here.
Yeah, I pretty much spent my entire life in the Humble area and graduated from Humble High School.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did you get started in music?
Well, from a very early age, I just had this love and passion for music. When I was 5 years old, I got up and sang my first solo at church, and just getting up in front of people was kind of an addicting thing for me.
You like the spotlight?
Yeah, I did. And then in middle school, I got into doing talent competitions, and I won first place in a talent competition in eighth grade. And just
Wow.
hearing the crowd, the applause from the crowd, I knew right then, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I've been pursuing that ever since.
That's great. Yeah, and I was looking at, I guess in your sophomore year, you started a band.
Yes, there was another national competition came into town where you could. It was a televised competition where a band could come in and play. So I put a band together and we started rehearsing and playing around town, just in preparation for me to do this other talent competition.
Uh huh.
And we did that, and I won that competition, which led me to Nashville for the very first time. And that's when I started making some connections with other producers and songwriters and started doing some demo work here and there and just kind of getting my feet wet to really know what it was like to work in a recording studio and to work with other songwriters and so forth.
And then also, we were chatting before we started the interview. You actually worked for 93Q, the country radio station. I thought that was pretty cool because then that way you kind of get the behind the scenes look of how everything works with radio.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to learn another aspect of the music business, to see how country radio works, and to also kind of get a firsthand glimpse of what all is entailed when an artist comes in trying to promote a new single and all the work that they go through of
Right.
getting a radio station to pick up a song and play it.
I think
So I
that
knew
was
from both sides what it entailed to have a new single picked up on a radio station. So that kind of geared me up later on in life.
right. And then, we were also talking earlier, you were also a police officer too. Like you have I can't believe what your resume looks like.
I've had a lot of jobs. My friends joke with me that I've had pretty much every job that's out there, but the reason for that is because music was always my number one priority. That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So I always had these filler jobs along the way so I could make a living as I pursued my dream, but none of them ever really made me happy. So I was always changing jobs, looking for that same high that I get from singing music.
Right.
I will say, though, being a police officer was my second most favorite job, right behind being in the music industry.
Okay. So you have, how many albums do you have currently?
3. We're
Okay.
on my third one right now.
Okay. And that you had mentioned that new single is going to be releasing mid-May.
Yeah, we got a brand new single off of it. It's the second single from the album, and that will be releasing in the middle of May, on May 17th.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll make sure that we get that. And I know that you've traveled and toured with so many different artists.
Yeah, I've had a great opportunity and privilege to be with some of the best legends out there. I spent this past summer touring with Tanya Tucker,
Right.
which was a fantastic experience. And I always knew how successful Tanya was, but you forget just how many number one songs that she has until you go and watch her show and then listen to her sing these songs over and over. And you're like, man, that was her song too.
I
completely forgot
know.
about those songs.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah, and I've been out with Clay Walker and Johnny Rodriguez. Kent Wells produced my new album, who also produces Dolly Parton and is her music director.
nice.
So I'm just surrounding myself with the circle of legends.
Well, I think that's a nice little friendship ring, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, they've done right by those guys, so hopefully they'll do right by me too.
I think they will. I think they will. And and I was looking at another thing on your bio. I mean, 2015 Entertainer of the Year and Country Male Artist of the Year for the International Music and Entertainment Association. I mean, you have like award after award after award.
Well, I try and stay out there as much as I can and work as hard as I can, and hopefully and occasionally, it pays off, and you get a little award here and there to show that the hard work does pay off.
Well, it definitely looks like the hard work is paying off. So tell me a little bit about this new album. Like, what's the look and feel of the new album, if you want to talk about it?
Sure, yeah. The new album's called You Matter, and it's a little bit of a contemporary take on country music than what I've done in the past, which was a whole lot of fun for me to get in the studio and kind of push myself to do something that I had not done before. So there's a lot of encouraging songs on it. I wanted to put a project together that, for whatever situation you may be in life, there was a song on the album to kind of motivate you or encourage you and to make you feel good.
Wow.
So whether it's getting through a tough situation, you're at a tough spot in your life, getting through a breakup, getting through Monday through Friday 9-to-5 job kind of atmosphere, or just songs about going out and having a good time. I wanted the album to just make you feel good when you listen to it.
Well, that's awesome. Not a lot of people do albums like that. You know? That's great. So you have some performances coming up here locally. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm doing a little stint through Texas, and I've got Neon Boots Dance Hall and Saloon in Houston. I'll be there this Thursday.
Okay.
Showtime's at 8:30, and that's a pretty cool place to play because people like Patsy Cline and Willie Nelson have been on the same stage, so it's a pretty cool place to be and perform. And then Saturday night, I'm down at the Texas Crab Festival in Port Bolivar.
Okay.
Which is always a fun time. This is my second year to come back to that. Hopefully the weather will be fantastic. It was last year. And that show, I'll go on about 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Perfect. So if the listeners wanted to learn more about you and your music and obviously, follow your touring and all of that, where would they go to find out more information?
I always encourage everyone just to hit my website,
okay,
which is CurtisBrawley.com. I spell my last name B-R-A-L-Y. CurtisBrawley.com, and I have links there to all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that fun stuff, along with a calendar and places where you can listen and download my music.
Perfect. Okay, well, I'll make sure that I add that link into this interview as well.
Okay.
So, well, gosh, I'm so thrilled that I got to chat with you, and I'm so looking forward to your amazing journey with this new album.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you making time to chat with me.
Of course. I'm happy to do it. I love helping the local artists.
Well, we can use all the help we can get.
All right. Well, thank you, Curtis, so much, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good one.